Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are battling my friend Daltharang in the Sinister Cup, and his team will be Cresselia, Haunter, Poliwrath, Bastiodon, Lugia, and Claydol, and my team will be Poliwrath, Alolan Marowak, Alolan Raichu, Steelix, Mawile, and Bronzong. We are trying Alolan Raichu for this video, and we didn't do a whole lot of battles. I really wish I would have been able to use Alolan Raichu more because I really liked it. It was really solid. It beat Pokemon that I had no idea it would beat, like Cresselia. It just applies immense pressure onto your opponent. I don't know. I mean, it's such a squishy Pokemon, but at the same time, it's such a powerful Pokemon because it gets to that Wild Charge really fast thanks to its new fast move, Thundershock. So on my Raichu, I currently have Thundershock, of course, and I also have Wild Charge and Grass Knot. Now, I didn't use Grass Knot in this video. Grass Knot can come in handy, but you might want to consider going with Thunder Punch instead, just because it charges up faster and you can bait. But right now, I currently only have Grass Knot, and Grass Knot could definitely help out as well against Pokemon like Claydol and Steelix, so it could definitely do well. So I do go ahead and pull the switch into my Alolan Raichu and get off that Wild Charge against Poliwrath. Of course, it will knock out Poliwrath. Now we're going up against his Cresselia. Now, I guess to be fair, I kind of knew Alolan Raichu would beat Cresselia. I just didn't know how much damage it would do, but either way, he gets off his move. I'm going to go ahead and let this future sight go down. So our Raichu will be going down in this battle. You know, if we shielded it, we would have been able to get off another Wild Charge. But that's okay because we do have Mawile getting off a Power Up Punch. And he gets off his move. I will shield that and I'll let Mawile finish off this Cresselia. Yeah, so we do go ahead and win that one. So really nice game. But as I said, Alolan Raichu definitely applies so much pressure onto your opponent. I mean, you could have bad matchups with it, obviously, but it charges up so fast because of Thunder Shock. It's crazy. So here's the Alolan Raichu versus Cresselia that I was telling you about, and we already got to the Wild Charge, so I will go ahead and go with Wild Charge. I actually missed a couple bubbles, you know, by mistake, but you could still see how much damage it did. I had no idea it would do that much damage to Cresselia. I mean, I knew it would do a decent amount. It just did more than I thought. So I charge up extra energy and I fire off this Wild Charge to hit the Cresselia. He will go ahead and shield that, but we are able to get to another Wild Charge before he gets to his next charge move, and we'll take both shields thanks to Raichu. Now, we will have to block this if we do want to get to a Wild Charge and finish off Cresselia before it finishes us off. So I do charge up more energy, and here's where you might have preferred the Thunder Punch, because we could have went for the Thunder Punch and finished off the Cresselia and had extra energy, but that is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I try to switch, but I actually get knocked out. But that's okay because we bring in Poliwrath, and he does bring in his own Poliwrath. So I will go for the Power Up Punch against his. And we're just boosting up health. Neither of us are available with shield. We're both out. That's one thing about Alolan Raichu, because it is super squishy, so it might require shields, but generally speaking, you get to that Wild Charge super fast. It's going to take shields as well, so it's totally worth it. I love using it, and it's something you might actually want to consider on your team. Honestly, you might want to consider it. At least try it out. But yeah, I mean, I'm considering it for my team, but of course we want to get more battles going. So I do go ahead and pull the switch into Mawile, and we're able to take this move, which will be a Power Up Punch, and he switches into Bastiodon, so we get off a Power Up Punch. So, yeah, don't have a super great answer to Bastiodon. I lagged a little bit, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Lagging quite a bit, actually. So, trying to get to another Power Punch, we actually do get to it. He was trying to farm me down so he could have energy to use against the Pokemon I have in the back. So, Mawile is knocked out, and I bring in this Poliwrath. So, when I said I didn't have a good answer, I kind of meant it, because we have the Poliwrath, yes, but it's low health, and I knew he'd get to his charge move. So he brings in his Poliwrath, and we fire off an Ice Punch. But this was a super close game. Good game at that, though. and we do go ahead and win that one. So Poliwrath was able to resist Bastion-Don's charge move, and we survived and won. So we're going to jump into another game, of course. We do lead with Mawile. He leads with Claydol, trying to catch the Raichu, but not going to lead with it this time. And yeah, we're just doing a lot of damage with Bite. That's crazy. He switches into Bastion-Don. I get off my power-up punch. He catches it with the Bastion-Don, which is still good for me. And I do go ahead and pull the switch right into that Poliwrath. Definitely a solid choice for me because we do resist both of Bastion-Don's charge moves, so we're not worried about it. He could fire a charge move off at us. Power-up punch isn't doing as much, but that is okay. I guess to be fair, the damage does add up, but that's fine. I do charge up a little bit extra, and then we fire off a power-up punch against his Bastion-Don. Now, I didn't want my Bastion-Don to be healthy. Excuse me, I didn't want it to be super healthy because I didn't want him to come in with Claydol and farm me down and have energy. So that's why I wasn't going for the power-up punch right away. But now he has his Claydol, and we actually faint. I almost had that Ice Punch off. Should have went for the Power-Up Punch, but I thought I could get to the Ice Punch. At least I thought I had a chance. He does bring in Earth Power, and we are able to finish him off with Bites. Now he brings in Haunter, and Bite is just going to destroy this Haunter. Going for a useless Power-Up Punch, we don't need it. We actually didn't even need to use ALOLAN RAICHU this game, and we do go ahead and win this one. So that was a good game. So we are about to jump into another one. We're jumping into another one. I do lead with the Raichu again. He does lead with the Poliwrath. So definitely a good lead for us. He switches into Bastion-Don. I charge up a lot of energy, enough for a Wild Charge or a Grass Knot. And then I switch into Poliwrath. And I get off my Power-Up Punch. Again, we could just farm this one down. I do like to go for power punches against Bastion-Don, obviously, because it does boost my bubble attack as well as Ice Punch, should I use it, and even future power-up punches. So we do get off another power-up punch. We just saw this matchup, so you guys know how it goes. But yeah, so he does go ahead and get off his charge move, and I do decide to block this one just because I wanted switch advantage. We get off another power-up punch to boost our attack again. And right now, Poliwrath has a pretty high attack, although it is low. But he brings in Lugia, trying to get to that Ice Punch. I am able to get to it, so definitely good for us. And that's going to be shielded, but I'm going to switch into my Raichu and get off a Wild Charge immediately because I had the energy saved up. And this will be met with a shield, but I was feeling pretty confident I could get to another Wild Charge. He does go for a Sky Attack, and I was debating on not shielding that. I don't know if I could have survived that, guys. Could I have survived a Sky Attack from the Lugia at that range? Maybe I could have. But I decided to shield anyway just to get off the Wild Charge. And now he has Poliwrath, and he gets off his Power-Up Punch, but I knew we could survive it thanks to them decreasing the strength of Power-Up Punch. And we get off a Wild Charge against Poliwrath, which you guys know how much Wild Charge does to Poliwrath. It does knock it out. So that was a really good game. Really good game. I think we have one more for this one. Let's see how things go. Yeah, we have one more game, and we are going to lead with Alolan Marowak. He does lead with his Bastion-Don, so that was pretty favorable for him because he does have the moves that are strong against Alolan Marowak. We switch into Poliwrath, and we actually had to restart the phone because we got a phone call, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, we get off the Power-Up Punch. We get off an Ice Punch now against Cresselia, just trying to get as much damage done as possible. Our Poliwrath does go down. I do decide to bring in this Alolan Marowak, and he does get off a move against me. I am going to go and let it go through. It is in the Roar Beam. Not doing a lot of damage. I go ahead and try to bluff with this Bone Club, hoping to save energy, and we are able to bluff, so that's good for us. He does pull the switch into Poliwrath, and I go for the Shadow Ball just to see if he would let it go through. He actually doesn't, so at least we take his shield. We lag here. I don't know if it mattered or not. I think that phone call earlier that cut off the screen recording, and I had to quickly start the screen recording again. I think that did matter, and you'll see why in a moment because the game is super close, but that's okay. Anyway, we do get off a Wild Charge against Poliwrath. It does knock him out. And then he brings in his Bastiodon, so we're just charging up energy. I do go for the wild charge, just because it is the same attack type bonus, and I figured it would do the most damage. And we're going for another wild charge, so you can see how fast it charges up against Bastiodon, a huge tank, able to do a lot of damage to it, although we do fall. Anyway, we bring in Alolan Marowak, and I still have both of my shields, so I am going to go ahead and shield this, and we are going to be able to feint Bastiodon. And now he brings in his Cresselia. I am going for the Shadow Ball. He gets off his move. I have literally 1 HP. I'm like, I'm going to win this. I have the Shadow Ball, and I just feint. So, anyway, that will be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.